Good afternoon, Yvette, and everybody watching this video. We tried to go live, did not work, but we are here to say Happy New Year.
Welcome to 2025. What an exciting year.
For sure, exciting. And I'm like numbers, and I like to also see what the biblical meaning of numbers are. And if you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, you get 9. 9,
Very, very significant number.
for sure. Then the number of finality.
Well, I got a calendar that was handmade by a friend for this year. And the first word said, "This is the year of renewal and transformation." So I think what we are going to talk about today is going to fall very much in place with the beginning of such a good year.
100%, that is for sure. Because so many people, every new year, you go to your local gym if you have a membership, especially the first couple of weeks of January. It's full, jam-packed.
I usually try and
Everybody's
avoid
there.
the first 2 weeks in January. You try and avoid the gym if you're a regular gym goer.
Yes.
Yes,
And
it's true.
why everybody, and probably most people watching this video today, have aspirations of this year is a year we're going to get healthier. This year is a year I'm going to lose that extra 10, 20, or 30 pounds that I'm carrying. But my question is, Yvette, how many times have people said that year after year? They follow the rules, follow all the rules stringently, and then they drop off the program because nothing happens.
It makes me think of the saying about insanity. When you do the same thing over and over, but you try and get different results. And I think the point that we are trying to make is if you do have that New Year's resolution or the aspiration to become healthy and lose weight, what is it that you're missing? What is it that you've done before that has made you fail? And what is it that has stopped you from living a healthy life? Because Johan and I are all about living a healthy life, not a program, not a 6 week, this, that thing. What is going on? And that is why what we are going to talk about today is really going to shine some light for some people who've been struggling with this for so long.
Absolutely. And one thing, Yvette, that we always say in functional medicine, people are not cookies. So God does not have a cookie cutter and say, oh, there's Jim, there's Sally. No, that's not how he made us.
Yep.
Everybody's different. And this is specifically what we want to talk about, and is to see how your body works. And I just want to bring the slide up that we made so we can all share in it. I'm going to go off camera so we can have a little more space. Here we go. We have this test that we can do. We call it a weight loss panel. And this panel gives you so much insight into how your body works. If you look at this, this is what everything that it tests for. As you can see, it tests all the sex hormones. It tests 4 different cortisol levels, vitamin D, TSH, insulin, and hemoglobin A1C.
So, Johan, before you carry on any further, I just want to tell people the importance of knowing what's going on in your hormones. Like Johan, as people have noticed, he's male, I am female. So we have different challenges. So when we look at this weight loss panel, when you see those the hormones, it is extremely important to know what is going on. We cannot approach things from the same starting point and a finality point when it becomes what Johan does and what I do. That's why this is such a brilliant way to look into these things to see what is going on.
Absolutely. And what a wonderful tool we have to have some insight into what is going on in our bodies, especially if you have a health goal that you want to reach. Because you can, if you're only going to do what everybody else is doing, guess what? It might not work for you. And then 2 weeks in, you're going to drop off the program, your whatever your goal, and say, oh, you know what? I am just the way I am. And
Yeah. And people get frustrated. You feel defeated. You feel lost. And you get to a point where you feel like, well, what is wrong with me? And what you said there, Johan, is so true. Many people get to a point, a very low point, where you feel totally defeated, and you get to the answer of, oh well, this is me. I'm going to just be like this. Nothing's going to change. But this is what's going to change, and we will definitely be able to help.
yes, 100%. So this is just all the markers that this test is testing for. I want to take you over to this scenario. So usually if somebody comes in our space and we do this test for them, we get all the levels that you see in the previous one, but the test also draw these graphs for us. And now, what would you tell a lady, because this test was done for a female, when you look at these? They don't really look too bad, hormonally speaking. And as you can see on the estradiol test, it's an outlier. So she might be slightly estrogen dominant, which might mean that she might hold on to weight a little more than somebody else. And again, there are things that we can tell you to do differently because, like Yvette said, what is going to work for me is absolutely not going to work for her.
And the important thing about this, we've spoken about this before. In functional medicine, we do not do a snapshot. A
No.
snapshot is when you go into a lab, they draw your blood, and at that point, now you could have been highly stressed, you could have been dehydrated, you could have been tired. It shows you one little instance. This is one of those tests that is over a period of time,
Mhm.
and it gives you an idea of what is going on in your body in a 24-hour period. It is totally different than a snapshot.
Talking of which, so let's look at this next slide. How do you think this person feels? If you
Oh
look
my goodness.
especially at the cortisol levels, which we measure over a 24-hour period. You see, we usually do 4 different tests, 4 different times of the day, because if you look at the graph, you want your cortisol to be super high in the morning, and then it drops off quite dramatically towards the end of the night. When you go to bed, you want it super low.
Now, that person must feel deathly tired in the morning. The day must be horrible. There's a slight little increase here at 6 o'clock. Still not a huge amount, but far more than when you look at the rest of the day. So that really gives us an indication of where to start because it looks like that person has had a long time of stress.
Yes, of stress, adrenals is totally shot. And if you look at the dots, you can say that the adrenals has flatlined.
Exactly. And I mean, when you look at the DHEAS, it is shockingly low. And I would assume that this would be female. We're speaking in general that, I mean, even a female would have more testosterone than that.
Yes.
So this is not anything you and I can guess. You can look at a person, you can't see this.
And you can't assume because we can listen to the symptomology, go according to the symptoms, and we can think in a direction, but you only truly know once you did the test and you can see where these levels are. And
So
again,
true.
if you've tried your New Year's resolution over the past 5 or 6 years and every time it never works, maybe it is time to test so we can see how your body is working and what is going to work for you.
Oh, there we go. Don't guess, rather test.
And
And what I want to include too, Johan, is this is such an incredible group of tests that they've put together. And you can go and do two or three other tests that incorporate a lot of these findings. But where we are specifically looking for people who have questions with regards to being healthy and their weight loss, this is a good way to start.
Yeah,
And I mean, there are other tests that you can do, and we are talking about a lot of money to do the others, which would be two or three tests. It'll probably run you about $800. Then you still don't have a response or an analysis of that. So, Johan and I have just felt that this weight management test has been so incredible in pointing people in the right direction.
for sure. And it really opens up because some people think they should eat this, some people they think they should eat that. And whatever the case may be, let's do the test, let's see where things are, because it might not be of the what you're eating, it can be the when you're eating. And all these things taken together, we can put down, sit down, do this test and give you next steps of what you can do going forward.
Because
So,
there's that old train of thought, Johan, that we've all heard doctors and people in the medical profession: eat less, exercise more. We might just find that that is the absolute worst thing for you when we do this test. And wouldn't that be enlightening to you when you know what you've been told is not giving results and now you know why?
100%, 100%. So we want to end with this, and you'll see the link on the screen. Well, that's why I leave it up for a while. I will also post a link in the comment to this video. Reach out. This might actually change your life, and maybe this year is the year that you will actually reach your health goals and your weight loss goals because you're doing the right thing at the right time.
Exactly. And with this included, Johan and I will also spend a session with you to do the analysis, the interpretation, and give you suggestions of where to go. And very few people get that service at the cost at what we would do it, because we really want to see people succeed.
Yes. And let me tell you this, it is much less than these newly highly famed injections that they're promoting.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Because
Much, much less.
just yesterday, I had somebody pay yet over $1,000 out of pocket because they were told that this is the only thing that's going to help them lose the weight. Don't do that.
No, you know what? We were not meant to live like this. We weren't meant to be uncomfortable. None of us were meant to be unhealthy. And it's Johan and it's our desire that you live a healthier life, far more energetic. And then ultimately, if weight loss is an issue, that would be an outcome as well.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you, Yvette, and thanks everybody for watching this. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And if you're interested in the weight management profile, click the link, put it in your browser. Let's get going. Don't wait until next year because it'll be another year wasted.
Very good message. Take that step and get started. We'll be there right with you.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.